こんにちは。私の名前はホーコンです。お帰りなさい。素晴らしいファイティングファンタジー愛好者。今日は20冊目、サムライの剣で遊びましょう。Hello, my name is Hakon, and welcome back, all you fabulous fighting fantasy aficionados. Because today, as I just said in Japanese, I'm playing book number 20, Sword of the Samurai. I don't know much about this one. I know it's set in a kind of a fantasy version of feudal Japan, presumably, hence the samurai. A slightly different world from the other ones in the series. So I'll be quite interested to see how that is. Also, a difference in this one compared to other ones is because you are a samurai, a follower of Bushido, the way of the warrior, you also have an honor score in addition to your skill, stamina, and luck. And it can go up and down depending on what you do. And it will affect how people respond to you, how they see you, what you can do possibly. I don't know the details. I just know there is one, and I'll be quite interested to see how it works. I can't remember for sure. I may have owned this one back in the 80s, but I certainly never played it, if I did. Can't remember for sure now. The setting didn't appeal to me as much as it does now. Anyway, I'll just get started. So, yeah. Boom. Here we are on my desk with my supplies, as I like calling them. So I've got my dice, same ones I've been using most of the time. I've got my pens, different colors. Got my pencil. I've got my map, nice and blank sheet of paper again. I've got my character sheet, nice and blank sheet of paper as well. And I've got my book number 20, Sword of the Samurai. Right, so let's get started and see how this works. I've also today, by the way, I got something else new. I have mentioned before how I've been struggling a little bit with my camera, in that it only records for 30 minutes and then I have to restart it manually, which is a bit of a chore. I still have to restart it manually, but there was one thing about my camera that I had completely forgotten about because I'd never needed to do it. And that is that it can be controlled with an app. Yes, that's right. I can have an app on my iPad that actually you can see. Yeah, this is a bit sort of weird when you get the picture-in-picture thing here. So on this app, I can start and stop the video. I can see how much time is left. I can set the white balance, the ISO, the exposure, and I can change focus as well. It is so much easier to use the app than to use a remote control. And I can zoom, of course, as well. The thing is that the only way this could be improved upon, really, is if I had a camera that didn't have a recording limit, or I had an interval timer that actually restarted it every half hour. But this is by far the best version of trying to keep track of what my camera is doing that I've been using for these videos, and it's so much easier because I can keep it right here in front of me on my desk, so it's even easier for me now to glance at it. Before I had to look up at the camera, and then I used a timer, and then I used a webcam to point at the screen of my camera, and then I put it up on the screen behind here. But the thing is, I have to still look up quite a bit to see that, and now it's right here. A lot easier to see. And also, of course, when it stops recording, the big red dot down here will go away, and that should be quite visible as well. So I'm really looking forward to trying this out for a full video session and see how that works out. But it certainly seems the most promising thing. I don't know why I didn't think of that before, because I mean, I've had the app now since I've had the iPad. I just never needed to use it until I started doing videos, and then I didn't remember it until now. Okay, too much chat, I think, so let's get started. So, Sword of the Samurai, you are the Shogun's champion. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Written by Mark Smith and Jamie Thompson, illustrated by Alan Langford. Nice, and it does say special rules here, so I'll get to those. First, let's do the basic rules. So we have skill, stamina, and luck. Skill 2. I'll keep that because, as usual, when I start a new game, I don't know how important it will be. 5, so that's 17 stamina, and luck 8. Those are really rubbish stats, but I'll keep those. Let's see, battles should be standard. Luck, using luck in battles. Restoring skill, stamina. Special rules, here we are. As a samurai, there are certain skills at which you may be expert, depending on which skill you choose. So you get a special skill. Okay. Choose one skill from the following. Kyujutsu, archery. So the skill allows you to start with a samurai bow and a set of 12 arrows consisting of 3 willow leaf arrows, 3 bowel rakers, 3 armor piercers, 3 humming bulbs. Okay. I did have this book when I was young because I remember this actually. Okay, so Yaijutsu, fast draw. Skill enables you to draw your sword and strike all in one fast motion. This means that you will always hit your enemy no matter what his skill rating in the first round of combat, only doing 3 stamina points of damage. That is pretty good. And is Karimijutsu, heroic leaping. This enables you to make fantastic leaps and acrobatic jumps. You will be told when you can use this. And then there is Nito Kinjutsu, which is the skill of fighting with 2 swords. Wakizashi and Katana. All samurai carry both swords, but not all have this special skill at using them simultaneously. With this skill, if you attack an opponent and roll 9 or more, you may make another attack before your enemy has a chance to fight back. That is interesting. Of course, my skill is rubbish, so of course these things aren't going to be that great now. Actually, I'll pick Nito Kinjutsu for my... So I'll have Nito Kinjutsu. There we are. Honor points. As a samurai of the shogun of Hachiman, you are bound by Giri and honor. You begin the adventure with 3 honor points. Okay, so we got honor 3. Certain actions will increase honor and others reduce it. If your honor is ever reduced to 0, turn to paragraph 99, which presumably means that you will have to commit a ritual suicide. Paragraph 99, no matter what you are doing at the time. Also, your honor will have a bearing on whether or not you can do certain things in the adventure, which is what I thought. Yeah, okay. And here we have a more Japanese-styled adventure sheet as well, which has been used, but very... well, relatively neatly erased as well. Somebody has been only fighting 2 opponents. Let's do the background, shall we? Okay. The world of Titan has 3 main continents: Alancia, Kakabad, and Kul, the Dark Continent. It is on the eastern coast of Kul that the land of Hachiman lies. The sea on one side and mountains on all the others cut Hachiman off from the rest of the continent. The capital of Hachiman is Kunichi. That's a strange name for a capital. And its ruler is Kihei Hasekawa. That does sound like a name. The shogun. You are a young samurai, the shogun's champion, and said by many to be Kensei, or sword saint. You have faithfully followed Bushido, the way of the warrior, and are a master of Kenjutsu, the way of the sword. That's not correct, actually. Bushido means the way of the warrior. That is correct. Do means way, like in Tao, as in Taoism. But Kendo means the way of the sword. Kendo. Kenjutsu, on the other hand, means the art of the sword. Jutsu means art. So if you're talking about, you have jujutsu, of course, the art of being supple, which is, and you have judo, which is the same ju. It's the way of being supple. Kenjutsu, the art of the sword. One day the shogun summons you to his presence and tells you a dreadful tale. Hachiman is in grave danger. My control is slipping. Some lords are seeking to break away and declare their estates independent. Others have already done so and plot against me. Bandits roam the land freely and barbarian invaders have begun to raid across our borders, knowing that Hachiman is weak. All this because of the Daikatana, the great sword Singing Death, has been stolen from me. Singing Death is a wondrous sword, said to bestow great powers on its keeper, and to be the soul of Hachiman. He who wields Singing Death and uncovers the secret of the sword will rule Hachiman, the shogun continues. Many lords say I now have no right to rule. Some seek to take the sword for themselves. Others have already changed their allegiance to he who now holds the sword. And no keeper could be worse. It is Ikiru, master of shadows, that soulless dog who cowers in his mountain fastness. Onikaru, the pit of demons. Now that he has a sword, Bakemonosho and Shikome are flocking to his banners, and he summons forth Shura, warrior ghosts, from the pit to aid him. Soon, if he uncovers the secret of the sword, he will overrun our beautiful land of cherry blossoms. You have Senki, war spirit, and to you I entrust this mission. Go, my champion, to Onikaru, slay Ikiru, and bring me Singing Death. It will not be easy. To slay Ikiru and to defeat his infernal allies, you will have to uncover the secret of Singing Death. I cannot tell you the secret, for it is written that he who freely reveals it will be damned forever to the nether regions, and Singing Death will disappear from the world of men. You will have to solve the puzzle yourself. I will pray to the Kami of the heavens for your success, and may Hotei, god of luck, smile on you. Here, take this, the seal of the Shogun. It will give you safe passage through those areas still loyal to me. Turn to 1. Okay. Paragraph 1. Okay, I'll just have to start my mapping now. I do enjoy making a good map. Well, rather, I do enjoy making a map. It doesn't always end up as a good map. First put in the corner, FF20, and this is sheet number 1. There will be more. And down here at the bottom, that is actually within shot as well. I can see that now on my iPad. Paragraph 1. You gather your weapons, your katana, longsword, and wakizashi, short sword, your battle armor and provisions. Oh, hang on, provisions. I skipped something here. Does it say, where does it say provisions? Do we have provisions? Your backpack contains enough provisions for 10 meals. Okay, so you do have the standard provisions. 10, each restoring 4 stamina points. That's good. The guards salute you as you leave the main gate of Konichi. You follow the road north through the beautiful countryside surrounding the capital. Soon you come to a fork in the road. When you go west and north to the Forest of Shadows, Hagakure Bridge, and onto the Shios-e Mountains. That's not a Japanese word. Shios-e. No, that doesn't work in Japanese. Turn to 10 or east to the ford through the Mizokumo fens and thence to the mountains. So it's either through the forest, the bridge, and then to the mountains, or to the ford and the fens to the mountains. I don't know, the Forest of Shadows sounds much more fun, doesn't it? Let's go to number 10. Okay. But first, put on my map now. We've got two options here in the beginning. Quite a traditional way of starting, isn't it? First paragraph, two choices, forking into two different paths that merge later. So we got 10 or 29. So forest or fens. So I'm going to go to the forest. You journey on through the lands of Hachiman. Wherever you pass, people bow with respect, recognizing either the shogun's champion or the shogun's seal. Well, normal people would bow to a samurai regardless. Just saying. Otherwise, they would lose their heads, because you could just cut them off if you wanted to. That's how it works, yeah. This close to Konichi, the land is as it ever was, peaceful and happy. After a few days, habitations become more sparse. You are traveling through the domain of Lord Tsietsin, which also doesn't really work in Japanese, by the way, when you notice a plume of smoke on the horizon. As you draw near, you can see it is a burning village. You shake your head sorrowfully at the state Hachiman is in, when raiders can strike into the heart of one of the Lord's territories. A dusty track leads from the road to the village. Will you investigate the village or decide your mission is too important and press on? I will investigate the village, of course. So, we're going to put those options over here, actually, and give us more room for mapping. So 34 in 4 investigate, or press on 24. Press on. So I will investigate and go to paragraph 34. Let's see. You stride down the dusty track, but break into a run when screams of pain come to you from the burning village. You can see horsemen, presumably bandits, charging in among the fleeing villagers. A grove of trees obscures your view for a moment, and as you round it, a horseman gallops up the trail from the village towards you. It is a samurai with a long spear in one hand, and dressed in the green and blue lacquered armor of Tsietsin, the lord of this area. Will you run towards him, show him the shogun's seal, and order him to tell you what is going on, or wait for him to come to you? What is he up to? Tsietsin, is he not a nice guy, maybe? Right. So, two options. Either wait or be a little bit more proactive, I suppose, and show him the seal. Seal or wait. 56, wait. I'm going to show him the seal and demand to know what is going on. You call out in the name of Kihei Hasekawa and ask the samurai rider what is going on. He canters towards you saying, "Bandit raiders, I am riding now for the fort of Lord Tsietsin." Suddenly, as he nears you, he levels his spear and spurs his horse on, catching you completely by surprise and gashing your arm. Lose 3 stamina points. You must fight the treacherous samurai. Okay, so stamina now down to 14, and this is going to be quite a tough fight, actually, because I have a stamina of skill of 8, stamina 14. He has 8, 9. Right. So whoever rolls the highest wins the round, basically. So 7, he rolls 7, I roll 7. Hang on. What was the rules for the Nito Kinjutsu? So I need to make sure I know what the rules are now. Let's see. So when I roll an attack roll higher than 9, I get a bonus attack. Yeah, Okay. So he rolls 4. Oops. I roll a 10, which means I hit him for 2, but I get a bonus attack with my second sword. And I rolled 5, which is also higher than his. It didn't say. Is that how it's supposed to work? Am I just supposed to roll both higher than what he rolled? Because he doesn't have time to do a new roll, does he? Let's see. It's not very clear, actually. I'll just do it like that because it's like 2 attacks in 1 round. So, and of course his roll is for the entire round. I'll just have to make a house rule of that. So as long as both rolls are higher than his attack roll, then that will be good enough. Okay. He rolls 5. I roll 12. And I'll do my second roll, and that is 9. Okay, so 2 hits again, and it's down to 1. He rolls a 4. I roll a 4. He rolls an 8. I roll a 5. He rolls a 9. I roll a 7. He rolls 12. I roll 8. He rolls 9. I roll 7. And I was just about to make mincemeat out of him, and now he's really fighting back, isn't he? 9. 6. 7. 8, finally. Okay. Right. If you went down to 72. Okay, so that was an 8, 9. We're fighting. 8, 9. Minus 3 stamina first. And then we win and go to 72. It looks like having just 8 skill probably isn't going to cut it in this one. So I'll probably have to... Next time I play, I will have to make sure I just re-roll if I get that lowest score. With a powerful scything blow, you cut deep into the rider's leg. He gives a shout of pain and topples from the saddle. Before he hits the ground, you have struck his head from his shoulders with one sweep of your katana. Lord Tietzin is a traitor, you realize. About 10 of his samurai are running amok in the village, looting and killing the defenseless villagers. Will you leave the village to its fate, deciding your mission is more important, or will you run into the village and attack the nearest samurai? Or will you run into the village and shout out that you are the shogun's champion and you challenge anyone to an honorable duel? Or, if you have the skill of Kyujutsu, will you enter the village and dodge from house to house, picking off the raiders as you go? Okay. I only have 4 stamina left, but maybe I should challenge anyone to an honorable duel. Maybe that is my best chance of sorting this out. I don't want to leave them there. I really don't feel like leaving them there. Right, so options. 1, 2, 3 options. Oh, there's the Kyujutsu option. There is the duel, or it's going on with the mission. So we have 140 Kyujutsu, 128 duel, 104 leave. You know what? I'll do the duel. If this fails, I will re-roll my character and start over because I haven't played very long now. Okay, so duel 128. Oh dear. You run into the village and then shout the challenge at the top of your voice. Many of the samurai turn and stare as you tell them who you are. One of them steps forward and says, "We no longer owe allegiance to Kihei Hasekawa and follow the new shogun, Tietzin. We are still samurai. Come then, let us duel." He steps forward, drawing his sword. He stands before you, sword raised over his head, its tip pointed at your throat. You must fight 3 of these samurai, but they come at you one at a time in an honorable but biased fashion. It does actually say but biased. This is not going to work, is it? But let's give it a shot. Okay, so 7, 9, 9, 8, and 7, 9. For the first one, I got a 1 skill point advantage. He rolls a 10. I roll a 9. That's a draw. But I rolled a 9, which means I get a second attack as well. And I roll a 9, so that's not a hit. Second round, he rolls an 8. I roll an 8, which is a hit, but no bonus attack. He rolls 5. I roll an 8 again, down to 5. He rolls a 7. I roll a 4, down to 2. Maybe I should use luck there, actually try to reduce my damage. So if I roll one I didn't make, which means I now got 1. Oops, not 1 luck, but one hit point left. He rolls 10. I roll 12, and I do a bonus attack. I roll 5. That's a miss, but I won the round. He rolls 7. I roll 2, and that's the end of that. Okay, so let's just start from the beginning, and 8 is not going to be enough ability for this. So let's roll for skill. And 10. Stamina. 21. Luck. 12. Okay. Let's also still do Nito Kenjutsu. I thought that was quite useful. And let's start over again. Let's say we did the same thing actually until no. Let's just do something different then, shall we? So instead of going into the forest, let's go to the fens. So 29. I had a little taste now of what's going on over there, so I can move on and see if there's something else. Right. The East Road, which meanders across the plain of the great Hangyo River, that's also not a Japanese word, bustles with activity. Here in the fertile river valley, swept constantly by the shogun's samurai patrols, many of the people know nothing of the unrest which has brought turmoil to the borders of Hachiman. Oh, it's a dragon there. The rice wagons and the impromptu caravans of tinkers and peddlers which pass along the road plying their wares from fief to fief are no different from those which rolled along the road of the east wind 200 years ago. They, being of lower caste than you, a samurai and the shogun's champion, are careful that the wheels of their carts do not splash your splendid armor, and all bow as you pass, which is what you would expect them to do. The journey into the uplands is peaceful enough, but as the last bend of the river, twinkling like a band of mercury in the late afternoon sun, falls out of sight, so the attitude of the peasants you meet changes. Turn to 43. Right, so 43. I'll just move that over here. 43. The deference normally accorded to one of your standing in society is sadly missing in the behavior of the first uplanders you meet. They are charcoal burners, grimed grey with the soot of their trade. One of them, younger than the others, recognizes the standard that flaps in the wind behind your back and scorns you. Look, friends, it is the rightful champion of the wrongful king. Where is your master's sword? Where is your master? Without the sword, Hasakawa, bless his shaven pate, is no shogun. You have no master. You are ronin. Ronin are samurai who have no lord and have lost their status. The peasant is insulting you and the shogun. The other charcoal burners shout at the youngster to be quiet. Will he punish the youth or walk on as if you hadn't noticed. Well, the thing is that Bushido and honor dictates I have to punish him, because if I don't do it, I would lose honor. And if the book tells me otherwise, I'm going to call foul play on that one. So it doesn't matter if I'm Ronin or not, because I'm still samurai. I'm still above him in station. So you can't say that to someone above you in station. You wouldn't say it to your father, would you? Because he would kill you as well. Or your mother, who would also kill you, actually. So 2 options. 59, punish. 77, ignore. So I'll have to punish him. After a sip of water, actually, because I'm getting a bit thirsty. The charcoal burners number about 10, and they are clustered within a circle of low smoking mounds, which are covered by newly cut turf. Grey smoke rises from the mounds that conceal the wood, which is slowly being turned into charcoal at great heat. Nearby lie several staves ready to be burnt. Would you order them to abase themselves at your feet? Send an arrow winging its way towards the youth if you have the skill of Kyujutsu. Draw your swords, or if you have the skill of Karimijutsu, leap heroically among them. It's a really weird ways to try to punish someone, but I do have draw my swords, I suppose, is the only option then. Let's see. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 options. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, let's see. 1, 1, 1. Base. 1, 2, 3. Kyujutsu. 1, 3, 5. Swords. Or 1, 4, 7. Karumi Jutsu. Right, so I'm going to draw my swords. Nothing else for it really. 1, 3, 5. One of the charcoal burners pulls the moist turf from the nearest charcoal oven, and billowing smoke and flame belch forth. Some of them seize staves with which to attack you. Others edge nervously back into the woods behind the mounds. What's wrong with these people? Test your luck. Right. So luck is 12. I rolled a 3. I know I didn't have to roll that, but I like rolling it anyway. Luck, it goes down to 11. Let's see. Luck. If you're lucky, turn to 293. Unlucky. Okay, so unlucky and lucky. I'll just put them like so. 307. Unlucky, or 293. Lucky. As you stride forward menacingly, several of the peasants break and flee deep into the woods. Seeing that they have been deserted by their comrades, the others throw down their staves and follow suit. If you feel that you have done enough to protect the good name of your lord, not really, you may continue on your way. If you're determined to teach them a lesson, I want to teach the guy who was insolent a lesson, not the other ones. But just laying down their weapons when they threaten to attack me, that is not good enough, because it still hasn't covered the dishonor of the first person saying what he did. Right. Let's see. 293. So let's put that up there again. I'll actually do keep going vertically now on my map. 195. Continue. Or 331, 331 lesson. Brandishing your katana, you plunge into the wood on the trail of the impudent youth. He breaks cover and sprints across the clearing in full view, but as you turn to follow, a trap closes on your shin, splintering your greaves and holding you fast in a vice-like grip. You fall heavily and stifle a groan. The trap is made of iron. You might die of thirst before managing to extricate yourself. Subtract 3 from your stamina score. Okay. -3 stamina. 18. If you're still alive, will you cry out to the charcoal burners for help or lie low and wait? That's a bit of a conundrum, isn't it? Also, I noticed it got a lot darker outside now. I'll just get some more light in, like so. Right, so let's put those up side by side there. So, -3 stamina. Yeah, I'll put that up. -3 stamina. 37. Cry help. Or wait, 65. Wait. Well, at this point, I can't be asking them for help because now I need to save face. So I have to wait, basically. Dusk comes, and still you have not succeeded in freeing your leg from the chafing trap. A prickling sensation runs up and down your back. You are convinced that charcoal burners are watching and waiting. The night is alive with the rustle of leaves and small animals. Then you are jostled into vivid awareness by silence. The wind has dropped, but the noises of all the animals have stopped, apart from the padding of a heavy but stealthy beast. You can hear it snuffling along your trail, then a great roar sends a flock of birds screeching into the night. You guess it must be a shakugurubi, a forest panther. You are almost helpless, trapped in the darkness. Will you seize your katana and cut off your own leg below the knee so that you can at least limp free and defend yourself, or flail the sword blindly and hope that it doesn't attack? Okay. Quite bizarre choices, really, when you think about it. It's getting brighter again now. Right. I'll just put those vertically again there. 119. Hack off my own leg. 139. Not much of a warrior, are you, if you actually need to see to fight something? I mean, seriously. Hopeless. Okay. Let's just hack off my leg then and see what happens. Sounds like a terrible idea, doesn't it? With a great cry, you hack off your own leg at the second cut. Reel from the trap and collapse almost unconscious. Through a mist of pain, you hear the beast eating your severed foot while you tie a strip of leather in a tourniquet to stop the spurting blood. We'll do 7 stamina points. C11. If you survive, the rest of the night passes in horror as you try to remain conscious lest the beast attack. In the dawn light, you see a mistake. It was not a forest panther, but a hyena, which mimics the roar of the big cat. You have crippled yourself for nothing, and you will have to turn back in disgrace, for your adventuring days are over. Yes. That line also doesn't work at all, because you are not on an adventure in this book. You are on a mission. Your days of serving the shogun are over. Not adventuring days. You're not an adventurer. You're a samurai. So, the end. The end. Right. I'm not sure I like this book at the moment because it's got some things in it that don't really go with the setting now, and because I'm so aware of it, it actually becomes more annoying. Um, yeah. Anyway, at least I know one thing. At least one thing that I'm not supposed to do, so that's all right, I guess. Right. I think I will leave that for now and try again next time. And hopefully, when I play this a bit more, of course, my impression of this will change a little bit, and it will seem a little bit more to make a little bit more sense. But certainly, it looks like you need a good skill for this, and of course, you wouldn't be your Shogun's champion if you didn't have good skill. Let's be honest. So yeah. Anyway. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you again when I do episode 2 of Sword of the Samurai, which won't be too long in the future. Usually I do, I'm sort of aiming for 2 episodes a week now. I don't know if I'm able to follow that pattern all the time, but I will try to keep a release schedule of new episodes for 2 episodes a week. Until further notice, and I'm trying to record these more than 2 episodes a week as well, so that I can be ahead of my release schedule all the time, which does help in trying to keep it a regular schedule. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoyed this, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and join me on Patreon, and I will see you again soon in my next episode, and goodbye. Thank you, and goodbye for now, and bye-bye. Sayonara.